What's good, YouTube? And welcome to what not reprinting a cover card does to a duelist. Shooting Majestic Star Dragon is way up in price. We already covered its rise, but now people are readily spending the new price point of about $30 on it. The entire front page lines up just around there, the lowest being 29 plus sales tax in the US. And we see people are slapping down those dollars at the price point every single day. So it is solidly up there for now. And the Starlight Rare has gone even crazier, selling out into the $130 range, and people figure, well, it can't be Starlight Rare again, at least it's not a QCR, and we do see that it's sold out under the triple digit mark and somebody has gone for the new price point here. I do think that between the two, like depending what you need for Cool Tune and the double whammy of future Synchro support, it's just in a very good place, and the easy access version, it's already getting nosebleed there, so I get why people with more money are just slapping down, or high rarity Synchro enthusiast. Then you have Lefty Driver and the Righty Driver, not that far up in price, but sales rates are insane, and you can even see it in the graph that people are grabbing these up too, with only their two printings, but one at least being a structure deck and the other being dual power. They're not the hardest to access in the world, but be aware they're going, and Righty Driver has half the quantities of Lefty right now. Insert some Catholic 90s school pun. Back up at Ignister, quarter century secret rare is stably up. We covered it around 29. It's continued to climb, and Malice is just that deck that is proving to continue that it can do it. It can get results, but yeah, it has really gone up in price for its high rarity version, and people have spent at the $40 mark on that. And the just gotta have it version is around $5 to $6. Radiant Typhoon seems to be a bit of a mainstay in Genesis format, and people bought out the high rarity versions of this once again. You can see it was already climbing towards 50, and now the low is 69 to 70 for Swin. And then the other ones, low quantities, still pretty high price for what the deck is, but the I gotta have it access versions, not the worst nosebleeds in the world, but still up thanks to Genesis versus what they could be, around $10 to $12 for Crocy. Then we also have Dynamondo. I would be guessing this is going for the future of Mitsurugi being stabilized by a deck and it being generic good ritual stuff that can improve over time, but it has pretty much doubled in price and is towards $1.50. I think this was pointed out by us as penny stonks a while back too, but it's still in the penny stonk range. Number C104 is down in price. Big surprise, it has a reprint announcement. So it has been coming down already, but now it dives even further to where people are trying to get rid of it at 35. I will remind you that Rarity 5 is a far bit away, yet we're in that chilly winter season. We still got to get through January and February where the market typically heats up, but we are still in a very cold Yu-Gi-Oh era of product being down. But we've seen that singles are still going very hot on TCG Player, and I even had a comment the other day where it was like, I can't keep things in stock, but that could be a sign of how locals are dying and people don't have access and they're relying on TCG Player even more. And I've noticed the TCG market is starting to become more volatile like that. As I've mentioned, as locals close, people kind of go into one area or they don't even have a locals even more. Well, the same is true if they want to keep playing Yu-Gi-Oh! There's remote YCSs and still ways to play. It makes sense, so do be careful on, the price you maybe sell off at. I would still be getting rid of it before Rarity 5 is here, obviously, but we do have that competitive season that will ramp back up, and if this is still relevant through that, We have Kashtira Fenrir, also the ultimate rare, highest rarity for now. Well, it's going to have a Starlight rare, and what's happening? It was $21, $22, and now people are trying to offload. Already almost $5 off at $17.72. You see a bunch of light plays, and then a good amount of listings now at $19, trying to say, hey, yeah, let's go ahead and get this OTS ulti out of stock. We've seen how OTS ultis have been treated this year, but for Fenrir, it's kind of wild to think this might be a sub $15 card after we get access to the Starlight rare, but it will be an easy access high rarity Starlight in some senses of Rarity Collection really populates those cards by how much it gets ripped open even when they're harder to get, and depending on the pool, of course it's from the meta pool, might be even easier to pull than the others. Chaos Angel Ultimate Rare is also not immune. Look at this, it was trying to hang around $40, was doing nothing but going up lately, and now already $6 off about at $33.50. So high rarity is inflicted just like low rarity when it comes to these reprint announcements. And I do want you to keep in mind, with Rarity Collection 5, they're really talking about the meta and meta focus. So I would be thinking about cards that are ridiculously priced right now for what they are, like, yes, heavy polymerization, Lunalight, good stuff. It makes sense that it came up in price, but it came all the way up from being ignored and $1 to being a $22 card right now. You have until kind of, you know, the reprint announcements and the product displays, but April's going to come around, and I think cards like this are going to be Konami's target. Haven't been reprinted in a year, being played in the meta game. Oh, maybe people would be excited for something polymerization in high rarity or a bunch of rarities. It makes sense to me that I would be, as a vendor, trying to kind of downplay my inventory to just a playset or just what a player might need on cards like this. Some old school vendor advice. And now that I got to the cards, let's go ahead and talk merch. Hypeland dropped its new collab, and interesting to see, some of it actually selling out. Now, they had it on sale, I think like $41, 10% off or something. But Dark Magician also sold out, and Dark Magician Girl on certain sizes. I think the Exodia is going to look good. It's back and front print is why it's more expensive, but I definitely, as a YouTuber, like to use these as an excuse. Hey, Mega Man just got support announced coming eventually, just no specifics. Also, if you're an Oshawott and you've been in love, Silent Magician Girl has a figure now, and it's going to be $75. I don't know why I added girl besides just talking about Dark Magician Girl. Grown-ass woman. But no jokes aside, 75's pretty good despite the size of the figure for what it is, because from Japan it would be 55 before you have international shipping, which minimum nowadays is like $24, and you're already saving versus that, and then tariffs. This includes tariffs, but is subject to change in price if tariff prices change. And then they usually do a $4 flat shipping. So I do think this is an extremely decent pickup if you're interested in the figure. Crunchyroll may end up having it on. If you have a membership, usually you get a % off, but they haven't listed it yet. I don't have an affiliate link with Big Bad Toy Store, so support a creator you enjoy that does have one. I just haven't ever bothered to apply with them. I probably should with how much I bring them up. But seriously, I think this is one to pick up and one that will sell out of this line. They also do have a Dark Magician. I'm not the biggest fan of that seam line in the hat there. With the Silent Magician, they're able to hide the seam lines under the hat. You can even tell where a part is under the hair and where it comes together. It still doesn't completely get rid of it. But with the Dark Magician, I'm paying that much for a mini. I feel like that should be welded. I really do like this effect though, and I may end up getting it, may not. I'll have to wait and see. But definitely with this one, they're smaller figures, high detail. I love this line, and that's kind of the merch that's around for Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. The much more relevant one, in my opinion, is the screen-accurate one instead of the Genshin Impact waifu'd up version of her. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Merch does have a market. Keep that in mind. I've seen Hypeland shirts resell for a bit of ridiculous prices at times, but I know most of y'all are here for the cards, so I'll try to keep those in the front unless I'm just super excited for something, and today I still am.